It's not just an ordinary Tuesday. Welcome to Terrier Tuesdays, the show where you can get to know some of Boston University's best and brightest student athletes.
Welcome to another edition of Terrier Tuesdays. My name is Scott Ellis, and I'm joined by men's soccer alum Matt Gilbert. First, Matt, overall, how was your summer and especially Labor Day weekend?
Yes, summer was great. Labor Day weekend was also a great time. For the summer, I got to bounce around a little bit. The work from home life allowed me to travel around. I went down to North Carolina for a few months. I've been in Boston for a few months. So again, just trying to bounce around, keep my setting a little bit fresh. And then Labor Day was great. Got to see some friends from New Jersey, where I grew up. So overall, everything's been great, and can't believe summer's already over.
No, for sure. And you graduated in 2017 from the Questrom School of Business. And I know you're involved with Alpha Fmc. If you can just talk more about your job title and your responsibilities with them. And also, how did you get involved with Alpha Fmc?
Yeah, definitely. So I joined Alpha about 7 months ago, actually. So I was actually in the industry already with a investment software provider called FactSet. And they were specific to one sector of the financial industry. And I wanted to take a little bit of a step back, work with big asset managers to help them implement investment software. So everything from traders to portfolio managers to reporting teams, I'm working with them on a daily basis to help them understand the software, understand the capabilities of many different investment software. So it's been great. I've been able to take a step back now and help with specific projects, but it's been an overall great switch in turnover.
And has the pandemic, what kind of impact, if any, has the pandemic had on your industry?
Yeah, definitely. So being a consultant, I'm out on Monday morning and I'm back on Thursday night. So wherever the client is, I'm there. So I was working in Toronto for the first 7 months, but had to scale that back obviously in March once COVID kind of ramped up. So I've actually obviously not been traveling, but been working from home. So it's been great. Work-life balance has been fantastic recently. So it's definitely affected my face-to-face client interactions, but at the same time, it's been nice on the sleep habits for sure.
Right. And how did being involved in Questrom help prepare you for what you're doing now?
Yeah, definitely. So Questrom helped me prepare really from that finance background and giving me overall just market credibility. So understanding the market a little bit better, understanding its movements. I also thought Questrom's core curriculum was a really fantastic part of the entire process. Going through 4 verticals to bring a product to market was obviously painstaking, but at the same time, you learn so much during that entire semester with core in Questrom.
And do you already have an idea of what you want your ultimate dream job to be, or are you still just kind of feeling things out in the industry?
Yeah, I think I'm just feeling things out at the moment. Again, I just made a move about 7-8 months ago. But I think the biggest thing is just trying to learn as much as I can currently, obviously, just be a sponge when I can and make sure that there's not a day where I'm not learning new things. So. Right.
And, well, actually, another question. I mean, how did you get interested in this side of the business world?
Yeah, for sure. So definitely wanted to be a stock picker, I think, going through college. Wanted to be an analyst. But I think that that dream kind of died quickly. But I wanted to still be involved because I really like finance. I really like the market aspect and the stock market overall. And I think being able to use investment technology and investment software to make decisions about the market, and you're the one that essentially understands the software the best, and you're helping great minds and portfolio managers and quant analysts to understand the product so that they can then make those decisions. I think it's really a good kind of liaison or median between the two.
Right. And now turning our attentions to the field, I know it's not exactly the same situation, but in some respects it was very similar. I mean, you were a starter in 2013, and then 2014, Nick Thompson returned from injury and became the starting goalkeeper. So basically all of 2014, you were just kind of watching from the sidelines. And then 2015, you got the starting position back and you were named goalkeeper of the year. But during 2014, I mean, how did you stay focused and stay motivated to get ready for the following year when after Nick graduated?
Yeah, so Nicky came in unbelievably fit that year, and I actually took a lot of his habits into my own. So the previous summer, he was playing for the New England Revolution that summer, so I decided to do the same for my 2015 season. So that helped me prepare, practicing every day, working with Vinny up in the weight room a lot. Those were daily routines that really kept me focused and made sure that I was in top shape going into the fall season. So again, just making sure that I was just taking a couple of Nicky's habits that he really took part in and kind of making them my own.
Right, and the reason certainly for the question is obviously the men's soccer team is not going to be able to play this fall, but
right.
Some plans for the spring, and obviously this is an important time, and I wanted to get what else would you say to the guys about making sure they make the most of this fall practice?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I think some of the things, again, you want to take it seriously as best as you can. There's definitely going to be a similar, maybe potentially lack of motivation because, you're not playing in those Friday, Saturday night games anymore. But at the same time, this is the time to really improve where you can. And if you're a freshman or sophomore coming in, this is the time that you can make those first impressions, especially on a new coach. So I think it really is actually an important time for the entire team.
And you certainly made the most of 2014 because the following year you were named Patriot League Goalkeeper of the Year and became a two-time All-Region honoree. And another reason I wanted to be able to talk to you is we're now 5 years removed from your team's NCAA appearance. And I mean, looking back, what was that experience like? And what else do you think of when you look back 5 years ago?
Yeah, that UConn game was definitely tough. But there's a couple of things that I definitely look back at. And the first was losing the Patriot League that year, but still getting a at-large bid was a fun experience. I remember the practice after we had lost to American in the semifinals. We were all just sitting in the dining hall. We just had a practice, but it was a lazy one because we all thought we were out of contention for the NCAA. We knew we had a small chance. And we were watching the show, and there we were right there going to UConn just a few days later. So I remember being in the dining hall with all the guys and kind of celebrating then. And then the game itself, it was a great game. We were up 1-0 at halftime, and we let a kind of a fluke goal happen. Maybe a little bit of refereeing helped it go in, but overall, the experience was fantastic. Being able to play with the guys on the top level, playing UConn, who were fantastic that year. Just overall great experience and something that I'll always have in my back pocket.
And you came back to campus last fall to see the guys, and I know Coach Roberts meant a lot to you, and he's obviously retired, and now we have Coach Nyland taking over. If you can just talk about what Coach Roberts meant to you, and I know you've been able to talk with Coach Nyland over the past few months. If you can just talk about both men and that transition. No. Coach Roberts, I think, gave something to everybody within the BU soccer program. He really was that kind of father away from home, you could say. I think he just meant a lot to the program. You could always go to him with anything outside of soccer, anything inside soccer, obviously. Just overall was there for you and had your back when anything was not going in your favor. And Coach Nyland, he's already reached out. He's reaching out to so many alumni already. He just seems super energetic and excited to kind of be part of the program. And I know we've only had so many coaches at BU to run the soccer program. So
I think he's taking great pride in being one of those individuals. And again, what he did down in Florida, really excited to see what he can bring back up here to Boston.
And I mean, overall, I mean, what does, obviously you're starting off a successful business career, but I mean, looking back and having those relationships with your former teammates, I mean, what does being a member of the men's soccer program mean to you?
Yeah, I think being part of the soccer program definitely meant a lot. I think all of my greatest friends from college are obviously part of this men's soccer program. And I do have even many friends outside of the soccer program that were also in the athletic department community. So again, I think just overall BU Athletics has such a good overall team, and you remain friends past college. I mean, I'm even getting contacted from other individuals that are just visiting in town into Boston. I know Jerome Blue has been in town this summer, so he's been contacting me, but again, it's just like nothing's changed when we see each other again. And again, BU soccer, that's where I met all my friends. It was the easiest way to get integrated into school. Just being shoved right into the locker room in early August in preseason with the guys. Wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
And actually, one final question. Want to get some advice from you for our current student athletes. You were you were a team captain. You won the John B. Simpson Award for leadership. Can you just give some advice to those who are looking to become leaders? I mean, what does it take to become a successful leader, especially now that you're in the business world?
Yeah. I think one of the things that I've definitely learned over the years, and even from captains before me, like Jordan Barker or Dom Badgie, I think the biggest thing they did was led by example. You don't have to be a vocal leader all the time. I think a lot of it comes through your efforts on the field, in the locker room, in the weight room. I think all of those aspects of you just leading by example are some of the most important. And whether that even comes down to the classroom, keeping a grade steady and making sure that, again, there's no reason for the coach to point you out at any time, that you're giving 100%, because the spotlight is obviously on the captain, and they want to prove that they can set the right example for the entire locker room.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Matt. I appreciate it, and I know I'll see you on campus soon.
Of course, yeah, can't wait. Thanks again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Terrier Tuesdays. Give us a follow on our social media accounts at BU Athletics on Twitter and Instagram for more content.